Welcome to Fasman Jones 5-minute reviews. The story and the engine. The story and the engine is my most hyped episode of series 2, and this one did not disappoint. And unlike Boom, it lived up to the hype. The majority of the cast is black, which is good to see because it's diversity, and I love seeing diversity on screen. The only times we see white characters is in the Belinda flashback scenes in the hospital, which I'll talk about soon because that's very important in Belinda. People with experience help behind the scenes, so thank you as you help create something beautiful. Inua Ellams wrote the episode, and he used his experience and his love for Doctor Who to help create this beautiful story. He also wrote a prequel for the Doctor Who episode that I would recommend. Check it out, as it's beautiful, and it's all about Omo encountering the Doctor when he was a kid. The story is set in Lagos, Nigeria. It is based on men being forced to tell stories to power an engine. Inua has a cameo as a shopkeeper in his episode, which is nice, as it's great to see writers appear on screen. That could destroy life by the barber, a demigod, and it interferes with the TARDIS as it's a time machine. It's an intriguing plot with limited cast members, which works its favour. I knew she would get well with him because, of course, he is from African descent. He was born in Africa. The story is set in Lagos, Nigeria. It is based on men being forced to tell stories to power an engine that could destroy life by the barber, a demigod, and it interferes with the TARDIS as it's a time machine. It's an intriguing plot with limited cast members, which works its favour. I knew she would get well with him because, of course, he is from African descent. He was born in Africa. He lived through heartbreaking circumstances, and of course, he immigrated to Scotland. He delivered in a story that really fit his Doctor. He got to mean a lot to the Doctor as well, which was amazing. I love that he wore Africa clothing. He got to have a few African hairstyles, which is so cool and suits, and I just love that. It suited his Doctor very well, and just shows that the Doctor can be anyone. I like the use of gods, as it made it more compelling, especially with the gods being recurring villain in this era. The barber was such a good villain, as he wanted to destroy life using swords, because he wanted revenge on certain people. Aaron Bakar performed extremely well, and he was incredible, and I like the fact that, like I said in Looks with Alan Cummins, he had a massive impression after his last appearance, which was an episode that struggled to impress, and he was brilliant this time round. Justice, combat, serious too. What are you doing? This is good. Jo Martin's return as the fugitive Doctor. Never expected in this episode, and she always delivers when it counts. I will say she deserves more than just a cameo. She's what the show is missing right now, and she's too brilliant to waste, and Jo is someone the fans want back. Lee wants to put some focus on Belinda Chandra. I like that the Doctor takes emphasis on his story by explaining how she saved a woman when the other doctors were struggling, and she's later rewarded when the woman thanks her in person, and I love that, as it's important to show that only people like Belinda can make a difference. Bryce Devil has some scene stealers, and well deserved, as she understands the Doctor's desire to fit in. She persuades him to have some time in Africa. She abandons her desire to go home, which is selfless and a character to find more. I like the fact that she gives some advice to Abina. She has the heart of a companion, which I always love in a companion. I like the fact that Abina is a god and the daughter of Nancy, and was the former companion of the future Doctor Who banter. For reasons you might already know from the Chris Chibnall era, she avenges the barber by creating a map on the Doctor's hair with tales on slaves from America doing a plantation, which leads to the Doctor's every conclusion. Stewie has a defining moment, and he stops the barber with 6 words: I live, I die, I live. 6 powerful words, and that overloads the engine, and I like that. Everybody lives at the end, and I'm so happy, and there's a little mix of forgiveness and stuff. I love that. Poppy, is she involved in the lives of Belinda? Time will tell. But it gives us questions, which is good. The best episode of Doctor Who in a few years, and this is something the show should do more. It shows different talents in different communities. That's it for this 5-minute review. Please like this review and subscribe to the podcast channel to keep up to date with all the latest content. Thank you for listening to Fasman Jones, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Fashion